Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is ALYA binti INRASHAHRIN from Group B A1114G. Today, I would like to present my individual assignment which focuses on air transportation in Singapore. First, let me begin with the introduction. What is air transportation? Air transportation is one of the most important modes of transportation in the world because it connects people, businesses, and countries globally. It allows passengers and goods to travel quickly and efficiently over long distances. Besides supporting tourism and international trade, air transportation also contributes to economic growth and strengthens global connectivity. As international travel continues to increase, the aviation industry becomes more important in supporting economic and social development. In Singapore, air transportation is highly developed and recognized for its efficiency and advanced infrastructure. Even though Singapore is a small country with limited natural resources, it has successfully become one of Asia's leading aviation hubs. One of the main reasons is Changi Airport, which serves millions of passengers every year and provides connections to many destinations worldwide. This strong aviation network not only supports tourism and business activities, but also strengthens Singapore's reputation as a global transportation hub. Next, I will explain the characteristics of Singapore's air transportation sector. The first characteristic is strategic location. Singapore is located along major global air routes, which makes it an important transit hub connecting Asia, Europe, Oceania, and North America. This strategic position supports the movement of passengers and cargo efficiently while strengthening tourism and international trade activities. The next characteristic is international connectivity. Through Changi Airport, passengers are able to access many destinations around the world. This allows businesses and travelers to connect more easily with global markets and international opportunities. Another important characteristic is advanced technology. Singapore's aviation sector is supported by modern airport facilities and automated systems. These technologies help improve operational efficiency, enhance passenger experience, and maintain Singapore's competitiveness in the global aviation industry. Now let us look at the advantages and disadvantages of air transportation in Singapore. One major advantage is that air transportation is fast and efficient. Compared to other transportation modes, air travel reduces travel time and allows passengers and cargo to move quickly across long distances. Besides that, air transportation supports tourism, trade, and economic growth. The aviation sector creates employment opportunities and supports industries such as tourism, logistics, and international business. Singapore's strong air transport network also strengthens the country's competitiveness in international trade and global travel. However, air transportation also has several disadvantages. One of the main disadvantages is the high operating and maintenance costs. Airlines and airports require large amounts of money for fuel, aircraft maintenance, and airport facilities. In addition, aircraft operations contribute to carbon emissions and environmental pollution, which can affect climate change. Moreover, increasing passenger demand may also lead to congestion and delays, especially during peak travel periods. Next is infrastructure and network. Singapore's air transportation system is supported by a strong network of airports and aviation facilities that help ensure efficient operations and global connectivity. Under major hubs, Singapore has Changi Airport and Seletar Airport. Changi Airport functions as the country's main aviation hub and handles millions of passengers every year. Meanwhile, Seletar Airport mainly supports regional flights, business aviation, and general aviation activities. Under network and connectivity, Singapore has extensive air routes connecting the country with major cities across Asia, Europe, Oceania, and North America. Airlines such as Singapore Airlines, Scoot, and Jetstar Asia help strengthen Singapore's international connectivity and allow passengers to travel to many destinations worldwide. Under supporting infrastructure, Singapore continues investing in aviation development to support future growth. Facilities such as cargo handling centers, logistic facilities, and the Terminal 5 project are important in increasing airport capacity and improving operational efficiency. These infrastructure developments help Singapore maintain its position as one of the leading aviation hubs in the world. Next, I will explain several policies related to Singapore's aviation sector. The first policy is the Open Skies policy. This policy promotes international air connectivity and encourages competition among airlines. Through air service agreements with many countries, Singapore is able to expand its flight network and strengthen global connections. As a result, passengers benefit from better accessibility and more travel choices. The next policy focuses on aviation safety. The aviation industry in Singapore is regulated by the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore, also known as CAAS. CAAS ensures that airlines, airports, and aviation service providers comply with international safety standards and operational requirements. This helps maintain a safe and reliable air transportation system. Another important policy is the Sustainability Blueprint. Singapore introduced the Singapore Sustainable Air Hub Blueprint to support a more sustainable aviation industry. This includes carbon reduction initiatives, energy efficient operations, and the use of sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, to reduce environmental impacts. Although Singapore has a well-developed aviation system, the industry still faces several issues and challenges. The first challenge is environmental concerns. Air transportation contributes to carbon emissions and pollutants that affect climate change. Because of this, airlines and airports are under pressure to reduce environmental impacts by using cleaner technologies and sustainable aviation fuels. The next challenge is rising operating costs. The aviation industry faces increasing expenses such as aircraft maintenance, fuel prices, airport charges, and investment in new technologies. These rising costs can affect airline profitability and may also increase airfares for passengers. Another issue is growing passenger demand and capacity constraint. As air travel demand continues to increase, airports may experience congestion during peak periods. Although Singapore is expanding infrastructure such as Terminal 5, maintaining efficiency and service quality remains a challenge. Lastly, Singapore also faces strong regional competition from aviation hubs such as Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, and Dubai. These countries continue to improve their airport facilities and airline services to attract more passengers and airlines. Next are the stakeholders involved in Singapore's aviation industry. Government agencies such as the Ministry of Transport and CAAS are responsible for aviation policies, regulations, safety oversight, and long-term planning of the aviation sector. They also ensure that Singapore's aviation industry complies with international standards. Transport operators such as Singapore Airlines, Scoot, and Changi Airport Group are responsible for providing aviation services and ensuring operational efficiency and passenger satisfaction. Passengers and consumers are also important stakeholders because they are the main users of air transportation services. Their feedback and expectations encourage airlines and airports to improve facilities and service quality. Environmental groups work together with industry players and government agencies to promote sustainable aviation practices and reduce environmental impacts. Lastly, community organizations and tourism boards benefit from aviation activities through tourism growth, business opportunities, and job creation. For the case study, I will discuss the recovery of Singapore's aviation sector after COVID-19. In 2020, travel restrictions and global lockdowns caused a sharp decline in passenger traffic and flight operations worldwide. As an international aviation hub, Singapore faced major financial and operational challenges during this period. In 2021, the government and CAAS introduced several recovery measures to support airlines and airport operators. Enhanced health protocols, contactless services, and digital solutions were also implemented to improve passenger safety and operational efficiency. In 2022, borders gradually reopened and vaccinated travel lanes helped restore international connectivity and passenger confidence. By 2023 and 2024, passenger traffic recovered steadily, more flight routes resumed, and travel demand returned close to pre-pandemic levels. However, during the pandemic, the aviation industry still faced challenges such as declining passenger demand, financial pressure, flight cancellations, and operational disruptions. This case study shows the importance of collaboration between government agencies, airlines, airport operators, and passengers in helping Singapore's aviation sector recover successfully. Lastly, I would like to present several recommendations and the conclusion. The first recommendation is to promote sustainability. Singapore should continue investing in sustainable aviation initiatives such as sustainable aviation fuel and greener airport operations to reduce carbon emissions and support long-term environmental goals. The next recommendation is to enhance digital innovation. Continuous development of airport infrastructure, automation, and smart technologies can improve operational efficiency and passenger experience. Another recommendation is to strengthen stakeholder collaboration. Strong cooperation between government agencies, airlines, airport operators, environmental groups, and local communities is important to support innovation and balance aviation development. Lastly, Singapore should improvise resilience and preparedness for future crises such as pandemics, economic uncertainties, and global disruptions. In conclusion, air transportation plays a vital role in supporting Singapore's economy, tourism industry, and international connectivity. Singapore has successfully developed a strong aviation sector through its strategic location, global network, and advanced infrastructure. However, challenges such as environmental concerns, rising operating costs, and increasing competition still affect the industry. Therefore, continuous investment, effective policies, and strong stakeholder collaboration are necessary to ensure the long-term sustainability and success of Singapore's air transportation sector. That is all from me. Thank you for watching and listening to my presentation.